Hello everyone, welcome to lecture number 4 of investment account. Today we will take up with the concept of investment in shares. Okay, today we will take up with the concept of investment in shares. Few concepts and terms I'll explain you. If you have space in the summary, one page space left out in the summary, better write it over there. If you don't have, you can write it at the end also. And then we will solve one question also related to shares. Very first, we understand the point of dividend. See, whenever we make investment in shares, in the investment account, instead of this interest column, we will be making the column of dividend. Because on shares, we don't receive interest. But on shares, what we receive is dividend. So instead of interest column, we'll be making the column of dividend. But there are two things possible over here in dividend. What two things are possible over here in dividend? Understand this? See, one is you already have the shares purchased in past years. I repeat, you already have the shares purchased in past years, means in the current year you have those shares in the opening balance. Okay, you purchased those shares in past years means you have those shares in the opening balance in the current year. Now, whatever dividend you receive of last year in the current year, I repeat, whatever dividend you receive of last year in the current year, it is a revenue profit for you, revenue income for you, because you were the shareholder in the company in last year also. You were the owner in the company last year also. So you deserve to get that dividend. And that dividend you get in the current year, that would be your revenue income, and that will be recorded in credit side in dividend column only. This is called post acquisition dividend. I repeat, this is called post acquisition dividend. Why post acquisition? You acquired the shares in past years. After that, the company has declared dividend. Means the company has declared the dividend after you had become the shareholder of the company. So post the acquisition of shares, the company has declared the dividend. This is what dividend? On opening balance of shares. Whatever is the opening balance of shares in the investment account, whatever dividend you earn on that would be always considered as post acquisition, because you already had the shares in the past years, means you were already the owner of the company when the company gave the dividend. You deserve to get that dividend. So that post acquisition dividend will always be calculated on the opening balance of shares. This is revenue income for you because you were already the owner of the company at that point of time. And so it will be recorded in dividend column in credit side. Okay, this will be recorded in dividend column on credit side. Now, the other one is pre-acquisition dividend. Now, what is this pre-acquisition? Understand it. You purchased the shares in the current year. Let us say you purchased the shares on 20th of April of current year. And then last year's dividend company declares in the current year in the month of May. In the month of May. But since you purchased the shares on 20th April, company will give dividend in the month of May to everyone whosoever is the shareholder in the month of May. Dividend is of last year's profits. Now you may ask a question, why company is giving the dividend in May? Because finalization of accounts is done on 31st March. After that, shareholders meeting is conducted. Annual general meeting is held. Whatever dividend is proposed or recommended by the board of directors is approved by the shareholders. After that approval, the company gives the dividend to you. This whole process takes some time. So last year's dividend, which finalization of accounts is done on 31st March, after the approval of shareholders, company pays in the month of May. You acquired the shares in the current year on 20th of April, means you are not the owner of the company in the last year, but still you get the dividend of last year because you had the shares on the date of dividend. Okay? Try to understand it. You acquired the shares on 20th April 20. Company declares the dividend for which year? Last year, 19 to 20, but on which date? 5th of May. Since on 5th of May you already have the shares, you will also get the dividend on 5th of May, but this dividend is of which year? Last year, 19 to 20, when you were not the shareholders, you acquired in current year only. That's why it is called pre-acquisition dividend. Pre-acquisition dividend means you get the dividend for the period before the acquisition of shares. You earn the dividend for the period before the acquisition of shares, means you were not the owner of the company in the last year, still you get the dividend of the last year because you have the shares on the date of dividend. This is called that dividend which you earn on purchase of shares in current year. So if you have purchased any shares in current year, but after you purchase the shares, if company declares the dividend for last year, then you also get dividend of that last year. This is capital income for you, windfall gain for you, because you get the profit of that company without being the owner of that company in the last year. Being capital income, you will record this amount in cost or capital column in credit side. On credit side. Okay. So because of this dividend, your cost of acquiring the shares will decrease. Suppose you acquire the shares for, let us say, 500 rupees. Company gives you dividend of 20 rupees for last year. Means you can say the shares has costed you 480 only. Because that 20 you immediately get it back from the company without doing anything, without participating in the ownership. So your cost goes down. Therefore, we credit that in cost or capital column. In short, you remember this much, that if in the current year company declares dividend of last year, then whatever dividend you calculate on opening balance, you will record it in the dividend column, and whatever dividend you calculate on shares purchased in the current year, you will record in cost or capital column. Okay, this is what you will remember. On opening balance of shares, whatever dividend you count, since you also were the owner in the last year, it's your revenue income, so write it in dividend column. But whatever shares you have purchased in the current year, on that you earn the dividend for last year also. So that is your capital income recorded in credit side in cost or capital. Now let us understand the concept of bonus shares. What are bonus shares? You are receiving the shares of the company free of cost without paying anything. Okay, you are receiving the shares of the company free of cost without paying anything. So regarding bonus shares, you'll remember that it will be recorded on debit side. It will be recorded on debit side, but only in the column of nominal value. Only in the column of nominal value, because you are not paying anything. So in cost or capital column, nil amount will be recorded. In cost or capital column, nil amount will be recorded. No amount will be recorded because you are not paying anything. You are getting it free of cost. So because of bonus shares, what will happen is the average cost of your shares will go down because your shares quantity increases. So average cost of your shares will go down. So keep this only in mind in bonus shares. Whenever bonus shares are acquired, we'll record on the debit side, but we'll record it only in the column of nominal value. In cost or capital column, nil amount will be recorded because you are not paying anything. Now the last point is regarding right shares. The most important point. Okay, in case of investment in shares questions, right shares point is very, very important. First, let us understand the concept of right shares. See, whenever company offers any shares to the public, as per the company law, you have to, means the company has to first offer those shares to the existing shareholders only. Suppose, let us say we already have a company having 1 lakh shares of 10 each. They want more money, so they are issuing 50,000 shares in the public. Company cannot do that. Company has to first offer those 50,000 shares to its existing shareholders, 1 lakh shareholders only. Why? Because if you offer it to the public, then existing shareholders, 1 lakh shareholders, their right of control in the company will decrease, their voting rights will decrease. So without the consent of existing owner, you cannot introduce any new owner in the business. It's a normal law. In proprietorship and partnership also we follow that. Company also follows that. Without the consent of existing 1 lakh shareholders, you cannot introduce any new member in the public, from the public in the company. So what does the company do? Company wants the money. Whether it gets from public or it gets from existing shareholders doesn't make any difference. And we protect the interest of existing shareholders. Their control over the company does not get diluted if they only buy the shares. If they don't buy those shares, you offer it to the public, then their control gets diluted, gets decreased. So as per the company law, first you have to offer your shares to the existing shareholders only. Existing shareholders have first right on any new shares offered by the company. I repeat, existing shareholders have first right on any new shares offered by the company. This right is called preemptive right. This right, what the company offers, is called preemptive right. And the shares offered are called right shares. So existing shareholders only get the new shares issued by the company. They have that right to get the shares first, which is called right shares. And also, company offers this right shares at less than the market price ruling in the stock exchange. That benefit they give to the existing owners. Suppose in the stock market, the price is 280 rupees. Then what the company will do? Company will offer these shares at 250 rupees to the existing shareholders. So they will also be ready to buy that, because they know once they buy those shares, next day itself in the stock market, their value is 280 rupees. So this kind of shares offered to the existing shareholders are called right shares. Okay. The shares which you give to the existing shareholders on priority basis are called right shares. Now, if the existing shareholders deny to buy the shares, they don't want to buy the shares, then company can offer those shares to the public. Okay, if the shareholders deny to buy those shares, then company can offer those shares to the public. First opportunity they give it to you, you denied, company needs money, then company can go public. But here the existing shareholders have two options. Here the existing shareholders have two options. One option, they buy those shares. Second option, why to deny? Why to reject and say to the company you give to the public? They only directly sell those shares to someone else. Why? See, they are offered the shares at 250 rupees. Suppose they don't have financial capacity to buy the shares. Then they can ask their friend that market price is 280. Are you ready to buy? You buy from me at 260 rupees. Company is giving me at 250 rupees. You buy at 260 rupees from me. If your friend or any relative or anyone from your society or anyone of your known acquaintance has the capacity to buy that shares, then you can offer it to him. You also gain 10 rupees in that. In that situation, you can tell him that you pay to the company 250 rupees and you pay me 10 rupees and you get those shares. I'll pass on my right to you. So shareholders have two options. They can buy those shares or they can directly sell those shares to someone else, which is called renouncing of shares. Renouncing means you pass your right to someone else. Someone else can buy the shares on your behalf. You give someone else that right to buy the shares on your behalf. And how do you as well as company benefit? Company also gets its money and between 280 and 250 rupees you can charge any amount from that person. You can ask 260 rupees from him, 265, 270, 275, any amount you can ask. So you will also earn that 20-25 rupees of difference, and the friend of yours will also earn some amount by selling it immediately next day in the stock market. Okay. So now finally for us, three things are possible. Finally for us now, three things are possible. First, you reject to buy the shares. You reject the right shares. Okay, you don't buy the right shares. If you reject the right shares, means you don't buy the right shares, then no entry. If you reject the right shares, don't buy the right shares, then no entry. Second, you buy the shares directly from the company. You buy the shares directly from the company, means this option, first one. You buy the shares directly from the company at 250 rupees. Then you will record this on debit side of investment account. You'll record it in nominal value column also and cost or capital column also. Nominal value column face value and cost or capital column, for you the cost is 250 rupees. Third option. Okay, third option. You pass on your right to someone else. You pass on your right to someone else. If you pass your right to someone else, that is called renouncing. Okay, that is called renouncing in technical language. So if you pass your right to others, then means you are directly selling those shares to others. Then whatever differential amount you get, like if you sell at 260, then take 10 rupees you'll get. Okay, then whatever amount you are getting, differential amount, that is directly your income. That differential amount will be credited to profit and loss account. Directly you will credit that to profit and loss account, being your income, because you are directly earning that 10 rupees in between. So that 10 rupees you'll consider as your income and you'll credit directly that amount to profit and loss account. Means no entry will come in investment account what we are making. Directly your business is profit and loss account, balance sheet, what you make profit and loss, there itself directly you will credit that amount. Okay. And one more thing what possible is, suppose you are not the existing shareholder. We are making existing shareholder is Mr. A and he passes his rights to Mr. B. You are Mr. B. You are making investment account in the books of Mr. B. Then what will be the cost of shares for Mr. B? He has to pay 250 rupees to the company, and that if you sell at 260 rupees, then he has to pay 10 rupees to A also. Means for Mr. B, the cost will become 250 plus 10, 260. So if you are asked to make investment accounts in the books of Mr. A, then 10 rupees directly you credit to P&L account. But if you are asked to make investment account in the books of Mr. B, then Mr. B is buying the shares at 250 plus 10, 260 rupees. That 260 rupees he will record in investment account on debit side. That 260 rupees he will record in investment account on debit side as his cost price. So I need not mention this situation. You'll have to see the question thoroughly well. Okay. Are we preparing the accounts in the books of the seller or the buyer? But mainly the seller has three options. Either he rejects, or he directly buys from the company, or he passes on his rights to someone else. Okay. Okay, let us mention that last point also. If you buy right shares, this last option, Mr. B option, okay, from existing shareholder. If you buy the right shares from existing shareholder, then the total amount means paid to company plus existing shareholder. The total amount paid to the company plus existing shareholder will be recorded on debit side in cost or capital column. Okay, so once again I explain you, listen it carefully. Right portion is very important, right shares portion. If you reject the right shares, don't buy the right shares, then no entry. Now if you buy that directly from the company, then you record it on the debit side. If you pass on the right to someone else, then the differential amount, okay, that will be credited to your P&L account, what you are earning from the new person. That is for A, 10 rupees will be credited to P&L account. And if you are buying the right shares from existing shareholders, now we see from Mr. B's point of view, then in that situation, the total amount what you are paying to the company, 250 rupees plus to the existing shareholder 10 rupees, so 260 in the books of B, that will be recorded on the debit side in cost or capital column. Okay, so if there is any confusion, you rewind and listen to the complete explanation once again. We take up with question number 3 of your study material. Take out question number 3 of your study material. Look at question number 3, everyone, be attentive. The best part in shares investment is that you don't have any interest element, you don't have come interest price, you don't have X interest price. Workings will be very less in number. For every transaction, you may not have a working. So this is going to be far more simpler than the debentures or stocks or bond investment account kind of a question. Okay, and they don't have any due dates of interest also. Company gives dividend only once in a year at the max. You can have interim dividend. So many complications which we faced in the last 2 lectures will not be there in this investment in shares question. Look at it. On 1st June 2020, Mr. Naitik acquired means purchased. So you'll write on the debit side. 12,000 equity shares of 10 each, that is the nominal value. So 12,000 is the quantity of shares. 12,000 into 10, 1,20,000 is the total nominal value which you'll write on the debit side. In ABB Limited for rupees 2,40,000, that is the cost. On come right basis means in future if the company gives the right shares, you are entitled to get those right shares. So this will come on the debit side. ABB Limited declared, okay, ABB Limited declared 1/3 means 1:3 shares bonus. 1/3 bonus means 1:3 bonus shares issue on 1st July 2020. Now on 1st July you have 12,000 shares with you. So 12,000 into 1/3, 4,000 shares you'll get in bonus. What did we discuss just now? Bonus shares will be recorded on the debit side, but only in the nominal value column. Cost column, nil amount will come because you are not paying anything. 1/4 right shares. Now 1/4 means 1:4. On 1st September 20 at 20% premium. Means 10 rupees shares at 20% premium means company is offering you the shares at 12 rupees. Possibly the market price may be much more, maybe 15 rupees or 20 rupees. As I said that 280 rupees company offered the shares at 250 rupees. Here the company is offering you the shares at 12 rupees means maybe in the stock exchange the market price is 15 or 20 rupees. Okay, just an assumption that. So 1/4. Now first of all on 1st September, already the shareholder is how many shares? 12,000 plus he got bonus of 4,000, 16,000 shares he already has. On the date when the right shares are declared, Naitik has how many shares? 12,000 shares he purchased in past plus he got bonus shares 4,000, 1/3. So he has how many shares on 1st September? 12,000 plus 4,000, 16,000 shares. 16,000 is 1/4. He is entitled to get how many right shares? 4,000 right shares. Now what did he do with 4,000 right shares? I told you 3 options are possible with him. Deny, buy or give it to someone else. Let us see what he has done. He took up half the right shares issue means that what did we discuss? 16,000 is 1/4, 4,000 right shares he is entitled. Half of that, 4,000 is half, 2,000 right shares he has took up means purchase. At what price? 12 rupees. Half of the right shares offered to him 4,000, 2,000 shares he has purchased at 12 rupees. What the company is offering? that will be recorded on debit side in investment account. He sold means passed on, renounced, what we discussed just now. He sold means he passed on the remaining rights for 8 rupees per share, means he is giving these shares to someone, okay, who is going to pay 12 rupees to the company plus 8 rupees to him, means 20 rupees would be the cost for that buyer. But what did we discuss? From Naitik's point of view, if he is selling for 8 rupees, that you will credit to P&L account only. Okay, because he is directly earning 8 rupees from the new shareholder. So that is his income that we will credit to P&L account. So no entry would come in the investment account for this portion. Okay, the right shares we discussed from Mr. A's point of view that 10 rupees would be credited to P&L account. So here this Mr. Naitik is in the position of Mr. A. He is giving this right shares to his friend or anyone else, and he is charging 8 rupees from his friend. Means that a friend of his has to pay 12 rupees to the company as well as 8 rupees to him, 20 rupees total. But for Mr. Naitik, this 8 rupees is purely his income. That will be going in credit side of P&L account. No entry will come for this 8 rupees in investment account. And last, sold half of its total shareholdings on 31st December 24, 1,58,000. PP, purchase and profit debit side, sale will be recorded on credit side. You are required to prepare investment account for the year ended 31st December 2019 and ignore income tax. Now make this format in the books of Naitik, equity shares of ABB Limited account. Instead of, be careful, instead of interest, you have to make the column of dividend. Instead of interest, you have to make the column of dividend. Pause the video and make this format. Very less workings will be there in comparison to what we had done in the last lecture. Okay, let us start with the question. Be attentive. Very first, on 1st June 2020, Mr. Naitik acquired 12,000 equity shares of 10 each in ABB Limited for 2,40,000 on come right basis. No workings are required for this. Directly you can record. Why we used to make workings in debentures? Because of that interest headache. Here no interest headache is there. So directly you can write it on debit side. 1st June 2020. Okay, PP, purchase profit debit side. So purchase will come on debit side to bank account. What is the nominal value? 12,000 into 10, 1,20,000. You are acquiring 12,000 shares of 10 rupees. So nominal value 1,20,000. No amount will come in dividend column. Here there is nothing like come interest, tax interest. You don't charge any interest or dividend from the seller shareholder. And what will come in cost or capital column? 2,40,000. Directly we can record it. No workings are required. Next, ABB Limited declared now workings will do for this bonus shares. So first we do the workings for this date of 1st July 2020 bonus shares. Okay. Now, up till now, how many shares does the shareholder hold? Mr. Naitik, 12,000. So 12,000 shares he already has. And 1:3 means 1/3 bonus is given. So he will get how many bonus shares? 4,000 shares. And that will come only in nominal value column. So debit side we will record. The date is 1st July 2020. To bonus shares account. Don't write to bank account. Are you paying anything? No. Are you paying anything? No. So bonus shares will simply be written as to bonus shares account. You got 4,000 shares in bonus, right? You have got 4,000 shares in bonus. So what will be the nominal value of those 4,000 shares? 4,000 into 10, 40,000. Nothing will come in the column of dividend and nothing will come in the column of cost or capital. What did I make you write in the summary? In cost or capital, nil amount will come because you are not paying anything. Next, 144 right shares on 1st September 2020 at 20% premium. So now we make the workings for 1st September 2020, that is for right shares. First of all, now by this date, he has this 12,000 plus this 4,000. Total how many shares? 16,000 shares. Okay, 12,000 he purchased plus 4,000 he got bonus. Means on this date he has how many shares with him? On this date, he has 16,000 shares with him. Into 1/4 right shares. Means he is entitled to get how many shares in right? 4,000 shares. Now for this 4,000 shares, we don't have to pass any entry because we have to see that he is having two options. Either he buy those shares or he passes on the right to someone else. So what does he do with this 4,000 shares? We have to see that and accordingly we have to record. It is given further that he took up half the right shares. Means 4,000's half. He has purchased. He has purchased how many right shares? Half of 4,000, 2,000 shares he has purchased. And he is supposed to pay 20% premium to the company, means 12 rupees. So he is purchasing at what price? 24,000 rupees, 2,000 into 12, 24,000. This will be recorded on debit side. And what is the next information given? He sold the remaining right shares for 8 rupees. What are the remaining right shares he has sold? 2,000 shares he has sold. He has sold these shares for 8 rupees. So what amount he is going to get over here? 16,000. But this amount will be credited to profit and loss account. Because he is directly earning 8 rupees from someone else. And that someone else is going to pay 12 rupees to the company, 8 rupees to him, that is 20 rupees. For him, this 8 rupees, that is 16,000, will be credited to P&L account. So here we have to record only on debit side this 24,000 rupees. Debit side 1st September 2020 to bank account. Now here we'll record to bank account. He's paying the money. Okay, 4,000 right shares. What will be the face value or nominal value of 4,000 shares? 4,000 into 10, 40,000. Okay. Dividend, nothing will come. And what is the cost of these 4,000 shares for him? He is paying 12 rupees to the company, means 24,000. So that 24,000 will be recorded on debit side. Okay, that last amount, that is 8 rupees what he is earning, won't have any entry in investment account because that goes on the credit side of P&L account. And then he sold half of his total share holdings on 31st December. So last workings we make for 31st December. First of all, what is his total shareholdings on 31st December? Total shareholding on 31st December is how much? You can see he has 12,000 plus 4,000 plus 4,000. 12,000 shares he purchased in the beginning, plus he got 4,000 bonus shares, plus he... Okay, there is one mistake of mine, sorry. He is purchasing 2,000 right shares only, means 20,000 will come in the nominal value. Okay, all 4,000 right shares he has not purchased. He has purchased 2,000 right shares only. So 20,000 will come in the nominal value and 24,000 in cost or capital. So remaining 2,000 shares he sold to someone else. So 12,000 plus 4,000 plus 2,000 shares he purchased from the right shares. He is having total of 18,000 shares with him. Total shareholding is 18,000 shares. Now, half of this total shareholding is sold for 1,48,000. Okay, half of this he sold means 9,000 shares he has sold. Total shareholding of his is 18,000, 12,000 plus 4,000 plus from right shares he purchased only 2,000. So 18,000 are there. Out of that, half means 9,000 shares he is selling. So what is the selling price of those 9,000 shares? Directly given, I think. What is the selling price of those 9,000 shares directly given? 1,48,000. Okay, here we don't have to find any X interest price, cum interest price. Directly selling price is given 1,48,000. Now cost we will find in the same fashion, same manner as we used to do in debentures, stocks. Debit side 2,40,000 plus 24,000. Add the cost or capital column of debit side minus credit side, no amounts are there in cost or capital column, nil. Divide by number of shares 12,000 plus 4,000 plus 2,000 minus credit side, there are no number of shares. So 12,000 plus 4,000 plus 2,000 minus nil. Multiplied by how many shares he is selling? 9,000 shares. So count it everyone. First do the denominators calculation. 12 plus 4, 16 plus 2 is 18,000. So 2,40,000 plus 24,000 divided by 18,000 into 9,000. 1,31,999.99 means 1,32,000. What is the cost of these shares for him? 1,32,000 means he is earning a profit of 16,000. Okay, I repeat it once again. Total of cost column debit side 2,40,000 plus 24,000 minus credit side nil. Divide by number of shares on debit side 12,000 plus 4,000 plus 2,000 18,000 and then multiplied by 9,000, that is 1,32,000. Now how will we make the entry for this? First we'll record on credit side. Date is 31st December 2020. He is selling on 31st December 2020. Okay. By bank account. Now what is the nominal value of shares he is selling? 9,000 shares he is selling. So what is the nominal value of the shares which he is selling? 9,000 into 10 rupees, 90,000. 90,000 is the nominal value of shares. Dividend column, nothing will come. And cost or capital column, what is the selling price? 1,48,000. Cost or capital column, what is the selling price he has to record? 1,48,000. And profit of 16,000 we will write on the debit side. So debit side, same date 31/12/20. Okay, debit side, same date 31/12/20. To profit and loss account in bracket profit. Directly in last column we'll record the profit of 16,000. Okay. Now balancing same manner. First we'll do the balancing of nominal value column. 1,20,000 plus 40 plus 20, 1,80,000. Okay, all transactions have been recorded. 1,80,000 minus 90,000. 90,000 is the balance. Year ending is also given 31st December only. Okay, make the correction. It should be 31st December 2020, not 19. All dates are of the year 20. So 31/12/20 by balance carried down. Now here no amount will come in dividend column. Okay, here we don't have to count any outstanding interest kind of a thing. Now balance cost price or market price, whichever is less. But are you given with any market price on 31st December? You are not given. Market price on 31st December is not given, so we'll record it. Cost price itself. Directly do the balancing. Because market price is not given, directly do the balancing. 2,40,000 plus 24,000 plus 16,000. 2,80,000 right on both the sides. Minus 1,48,000 means you are left out with shares of 1,32,000. That's it. Dividend has no amount, so no balance will be transferred to P&L account. There is no amount of dividend in this question. So this is very, very simple compared to the debentures. I hope everyone is clear with it. Okay. And this can come in MCQ also. Bonus shares, right shares, calculations, which amount, where will you record, all these points can be asked in MCQ as well. So one more question is remaining that we'll take up in the next lecture and finish this chapter. Okay, that'll be all for this lecture. Bye everyone. Take care. See you in the next lecture.